on board goes towards York. Today you join me on a journey through time through the most haunted city in all of Europe on board this stunning 1960 AEC Routemaster double-decker bus. There is something truly horrifying at play here. Only time will tell what awaits us. Through the graveyard hours, this bus operates to scare those, the weak, the easily frightened. Should not watch this video. You will be terrified. That's a promise. Why is the bus filling with smoke?
Because.
Oh, I know. It's a smoke machine. Yeah, but it's not a smoke machine.
And it's part of the ghost bus. That's why you said the old one. Oh my god, have you seen it? Open it up a little bit.
Give me the window. The windows, as the windows open, smoke dissipates into the night air of York and the surrounding town and city. York at the graveyard hour.
Never mind. I'll get it all up. It's like, no, I didn't get it from the cigarette. It smells like a fire. You are lying.
It's supposed to be truly horrifying. Move your hand. The bus is about to move. Be prepared for a journey into horror and be prepared for screams, moans and groans, and other horrifying things to come. You wanted it open. You wanted it open. Keep it open.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome on board the Ghost Bus Tour. We will shortly be taking a rather unusual sightseeing tour around the infamous streets of York. You can expect to see sights of death. Come on, if you don't will, you can get off. Death! Torture! Execution! Traffic jam! And supernatural activity! Oh, don't milk it. Now, it won't all be doom and gloom. I've written a few jokes as well, so do listen out for those. Now, I should have covered this really before we started moving, so that I know you're not going to die during this evening's proceedings. So I'll tell you what, driver, pull us in on the left-hand side, and we'll have a lovely little chat Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated at all times. Please keep all personal belongings with you. This does include children and grandparents. Please do not touch the lights, do not touch the bell, do not touch the floor, the ceiling, or each other. You can touch yourselves, of course.
Don't take that too
But
literally.
please remember, this is a family tour. Right downstairs. In the event of a fire, I need you all to panic! Because I won't be here.
Oh no!
I'll be in the pub enjoying a lovely early finish. We're not serious as downstairs. If there's a fire on this bus, I need you all to get off at the back where you got on from. Downstairs, do you understand? That was pathetic. I said downstairs, do you understand?
Yeah.
Very well. Say your prayers. I'm coming upstairs.
No!
Oh, hello.
Hello.
I said hello.
Hello, Mr.
Right,
Ominous.
the fire exit is behind me, behind this curtain and the pole. That would be very unhelpful if there was actually a fire on this bus. I've also never used it before, so if you figure it out this evening, do let me know. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this bus is fitted with CCTV. That's there for my safety, not for yours. Sometimes you get people from Rotherham on this bus. And when you get people from Rotherham, you can never be too bloody careful. Now,
I'm
can
from
you?
Sheffield.
Who's going to chef me?
I'm from Sheffield.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were a chav. But see, that's actually from Sheffield, maybe you are. Anyway, I'll tell you what.
I'm not a chav.
I'll show you some of the cameras that I'm getting heckled already. I'll show you some of the cameras. Ladies and gentlemen, the first camera that I would like to show you all for your enjoyment is indeed the stair camera that shows you the top of the stairs and you two at the back. Give us a wave, you two. Go on, let's have a look. Both of you join in. There we go. Lovely stuff. I'll tell you what, I'm going to turn the big lights on now because I'm going to show you some of the other cameras on this bus, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, good morning, everybody. Hello, how are we? There you go. That is the downstairs. Downstairs, give us a wave and a woo. Come on, let's have a look at you. Lovely stuff. Upstairs, let's have a wave and a woo from you lot as well. Come on, join in. There we go. Where's the noise? Thank you very much. I've also got me on the platform, just in case you forgot what I look like in the last 30 seconds. Hello, that's me there. Who built me?
Boo!
Anyway, I've also got one underneath your seats, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. We have installed a foot camera. So if you just lift your
Isn't
shoulders
that a
for
bit
me,
stalkerish?
have a look at the foot cam.
Hey.
Now lift them up.
Hey, conductor.
There we go.
Hey, conductor.
Make use for it at some point. There you go.
Conductor, isn't that a little stalkerish?
Sorry.
Oh! Christ on a stick!
To be honest, I should tell you a bit more about this bus. Ladies and gentlemen, you currently find yourselves in the deepest, darkest depths of the beast. Now,
The
this
1960s
was
AEC
original
Routemaster.
buses used in London by the Necropolis Bus Company. This vehicle was originally used for funerals, transporting dead bodies from their funerals to their place of burial,
It was actually new to transport for
outside
London.
the city. Now, the upstairs, this was saved for the mourners. Does anybody know what a mourner is? It's somebody that complains a lot. So, after 3, let me hear your impressions of a moaner. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3.
Why is this journey so long?
Bloody hell. Anyway, the downstairs, that was saved specifically for the dead bodies. That's right.
Whoa.
12 on the left, 12 on the right. Very good business indeed. So, downstairs, please let us see your impressions of a dead body. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3, go! Right, shall we try again, folks? Listen, does anybody know what audience participation is on this bus? Right, we'll try again. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go! Better. Anyway, the business was absolutely fantastic. That was until a fire erupted at the depot that destroyed the entire fleet. Only a handful of buses survived the blaze that night, including this vehicle, Routemaster number 667. The vehicle was ruined. Until about 10 years ago, when the grandson of a man who owned the business had a very good idea, and the Ghost Bus tours were born. One in Edinburgh, one in London, and one here in the magnificent city of York. Now, York has been named the most haunted city in all of Europe. So let's see what we can find this evening, shall we? Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for your Ghost Bus tour to begin?
Yes.
I said, are you ready for your Ghost Bus tour to begin?
Yes.
Alright then, well, there's a deal for you. I'm not going to do the Ghost Bus tour unless you all shut your guns. How's that for an idea? Right, perfect. We've got a deal. Good. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hit the road. Right then, ladies and gentlemen, let me take you back to a time of poverty, brutality, and prostitution. And that was this. Right, Actually, I'll take this time to introduce myself. Hello.
Hello.
My name's Phil. Phil Graves, and I'll be your spooky conductor for the evening.
Phil
Now,
Graves.
You might recognise
I like
me, I'm
that.
quite famous. I've been on telly quite a lot recently. Crime Watch UK. But enough about me, your driver. He is a terrible human being. He is reprehensible, he is fresh out of prison, he is ready for action. Merely hearing his name is enough to strike fear into everyone he meets. And his name is Bob. Everyone say hello, Bob.
Hello, Bob.
He has promised me he's only had 7 pints of Guinness tonight, so we should be okay. But he doesn't have a reason to celebrate because this morning he received his provisional driving licence. Give him a round of applause. Well done. But ladies and gentlemen, your tour begins as we make our way through the city walls of York. But before I mention what I was going to mention there, because we've clearly been stopped by a traffic light, if you are sat facing forwards tonight, if I say look left, you look left. If you start facing forwards and I say look right, you look right. If you are one of those weirdos that are sitting backwards, or God forbid sideways, figure it out for yourselves. But ladies and gentlemen, we are now about to make our way along Wendell Bridge. The original bridge was built in 1860. Unfortunately, it did collapse during construction, killing 5 workmen who were sat on the railings coming up either side of the bus. These gentlemen plummeted into the River Ouse, and legend has it you can still hear their laughter and cheers on a calm night when there's nobody on this bridge, which does beg the question, to be honest. If there's nobody on the bridge when it happens, how the hell does anybody know it's even real? Sounds like a load of rubbish to me, but maybe we'll get more believable as we do move on. Ladies and gentlemen, coming up shortly to your left-hand side, the museum gardens that used to house St. Mary's Abbey. Sadly, that closed in the 1500s during the dissolution of the monasteries in the reign of King Henry VIII, and now all the students go there day drinking, ladies. I don't know how many cameras have gone off anyway. Yes, day drinking. Students. Any students on the bus? Good, I can't stand them. Anyway,
yes.
so just to your left-hand side,
I am on the bus.
What the hell is going on?
I'm a student.
I'm so sorry about this. I'm so sorry about this. Bob, we've got a problem on the bus! Bob, we've got big problem, big problem. Who's that woman? I'll tell you what, how do I fix this? Do I fix it with that button there? Is that going to do it? Have I solved it? Have I fixed the problem? I'm frightened. Is that it done? I think it is. Yes. Anyway, sorry about that. To be honest, I'd rather not mention about that if you don't mind. The more you talk about that, the worse it gets. Anyway, yes, I was haunted by the ghost of the Black Abbot. Now, the Black Abbot gets his name because in life he was an abbot and he used to wear a cloak that was black. Very good at naming things. Sacked for showing up drunk. He walked around with a tin can of coins, asking anyone to throw in anything that they had. And to this day, you can still hear the tin can getting shaken around. Now, not only did you used to have the black abbots that wore black, you also had the red abbots that wore red. You also had the pink abbots that wore nothing. Although they did wear a string vest because they were believed to be very holy. Anyway. To your right-hand side, the York Theatre Royal that used to house St. Leonard's Hospital, which at the time was ran by nuns. And one nun was caught doing the one thing a nun should not be doing. Yes, a bit of the old rumpity-pumpity. Yes, a bit of the old how's your father? A bit of the old Netflix and chill. But she didn't do it once or twice. No, she made quite a habit of it. Every other day. My kind of lady. So she had to be punished. Punished she was, tied up by her neck, tied up by her wrists, tied up by her ankles. For a while she did. She thought she was in for a bloody good time. That was sealed. You alright, love? Her fate was sealed when they bricked up another wall inches away from her face, brick by brick. She screamed for days the words, "Let me out!" And eventually she died between those walls, and those walls are still there. They form the male dressing room. People heard scratches and screams coming from in the walls. One man even swore that he smelled the smell that smelled like a nun.
How does somebody know what a nun smells like?
Anyway, that ghost had been seen wandering the upper circles. There have been sightings of a lady wearing grey. I bet you can't guess what they called her. The Grey Lady. How the bloody hell did you know, madam? Yes, absolutely, the Grey Lady of York. Moving on. Here we are on Gillygate. Oh, first of all, downstairs. Can you still hear me? That's good, nothing's broken. Right, here we are on Gillygate. Looking up, you'll see some of the windows have been bricked up. This dates back to the window tax, when you pay more tax depending on how many windows you had. Obviously, we are very lucky now that we don't get taxed on stupid things like government anymore, ladies and gentlemen. But, yeah, really, honestly, yeah, that's what the script says, so I'll stick to it, thanks. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, who would like to see St. Giles' Church that gave Gillygate its name?
Yeah, sure.
Well, you're not going to. It doesn't exist anymore. But coming up at the left-hand side, just at the end of this road, you will see the Salvation Army Citadel, a big red building with a big gate on the outside of it. This is where the church used to reside, ladies and gentlemen, just here on your left-hand side. Now, the graveyard behind it does still exist. And it got a lot of use between 1603 and 1605. Does anybody know why a graveyard might get a lot of use between those years?
The
Lots of people died. You two are geniuses this evening. Absolutely. Lots of people did die because of the Black Death. York's population, which back then was around 1,300 people. And they are all buried, ladies and gentlemen, behind the Salvation Army Citadel to your left-hand side. Now, ladies and gentlemen, obviously when your graveyard gets full, you need to dig another one up, and so they did. They actually dug on the road that we are currently on. So underneath this bus right now, there are literally hundreds of dead bodies.
Yay.
Yeah, that's
Yay,
grim.
that.
Yay.
Where's the three? Where's the three? What are we about? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, settle down, settle down.
Yay.
Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you hold on. You're not got your seatbelt on. There's a seatbelt, yeah, get your seatbelt. That's not a seatbelt, you muppet. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, all that talk about the plague back then, it makes you realise, doesn't it, how lucky we are. Do you know what I mean? We don't have to live in a world where diseases spread through the country. We don't have to stay inside all the time, wearing masks, watching Netflix.
Yeah, like we had to do in
watching Tiger King
2020.
on Netflix. And then stop watching that 'cause it's rubbish, but then you found a girlfriend and she wants to watch it, so you watch Tiger King with your girlfriend and then she dumps you for your cousin.
What, like we had to do in 2020?
So, ladies, if anyone is available this evening, perhaps you could let me know what they're coming for you. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'll get back to the script. Over to your right-hand side, you see some of the city walls. Downstairs, can you still hear me?
That's right.
Very good, well done. Right, over to your right-hand side, the city walls. Now, they are a Grade 1 listed building because the Romans built the originals, not them specifically. They were built in the 17th century. Although beyond those walls, you'll see a magnificent structure, the York Minster. There's been a church on the site of the Minster since the year 600, and the current structure took more than 250 years to build. Although you'd be forgiven for thinking it's not finished, it is always covered in bloody scaffolding. Now, surely a building that old has a ghost story, and indeed it does. About a man named Dean Gale, who was the caretaker. And he loved his job so much, he used to get there early, have his breakfast, stay late, and have his supper. Every day he walked the 275 steps to the highest point of the tallest tower. But in his old age of 95, when Dean Gale reached the top of that tower, he slipped. He fell from the highest heights to the lowest of lows. Some say it sounded like an episode of EastEnders had just ended. Others say he looked like a bloody Catherine wheel. But say what you like about Dean Gale, everyone believes in him. His ghost has been seen so often that now for every sermon, there's always a queue at the back for Dean Gale. Bless him. 95 when he died. It's the same age as my granny. I love my granny. She's not very well now. I have to go to her house every day and get her dressed. Carry her down the stairs so that she can make my breakfast. Bless her. She's got the world map tattooed on her back. Say what you like about Man Nan, you always know where you are with her. But dum-dum! Why do you laugh at the bits that aren't supposed to be laughed at? You lot are very unusual. Anyway, we're going to make our way now to the right-hand side. Although Bob's never done roundabouts before. So, right third exit, Bob. You know that, don't you? Right third exit, Bob.
There's something about this city.
That's the one. Ladies and gentlemen, on your left-hand side, the River Foss, the smaller of the two rivers in... Why my camera's gone again?
This city has a grave issue.
The rivers in York, apparently much less foldable. Now the River Foss, much more interesting. This is actually where we used to do the witch trials, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, women. Oh my God! I'm so sorry. What the has happened again? What the hell's happened?
This bus has a grave issue. Jesus Christ!
Going up the steps. A very ugly woman indeed. Don't worry, I'll do it. Don't panic upstairs. Here I come. I can solve this. Don't panic. I'm on my way. Nobody panic. I've got it all under control. I'll find her. Where's she gone? There she is. I clearly thought you were somebody else.
This bus has a grave issue.
I'll do the jokes from now on, mate, if that's alright. I'll be honest. What's your name?
My name?
Yeah.
My name's Reese.
Reese, I don't remember you having this many lines in the rehearsal for this whole thing, I'll be honest. I'll carry on, Reese, if that's alright with you. Ladies and gentlemen.
That's fine.
To your right hand side, the car park. Now, there is a bit of a story to that car park. It's built on the site of a mass burial ground. It was in use from around 1177, so if you never park a car on that car park, you're apparently on hundreds of dead bodies.
Yay!
Yay!
Is that child okay? I'm getting scared even listening to them. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to level with you all for a moment. I'd like to level with you all. I know this is a night out for you lot. Can you please appreciate this is actually a career for me? You know that, don't you? This is my real job. I said, oh God. It's not as good as my last job. I used to work in a garden centre. And they sacked me.
It's better than school.
Not better than school, they sacked me.
No, it's
Not my fault that this man came into the garden centre and he said he wanted decking.
So you hit him to the floor.
Yeah, that was the joke, mate. Yeah. I mean, I'm glad the penny dropped. I'm glad the penny dropped. Anyway, should we make a move? I think so. Off we go.
Okay, bye.
Upstairs, give me a chair. Are you okay?
No!
Downstairs, give me a chair. Are you alive?
No!
Nope, we're all dead.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, what am I talking about back there before I was rudely interrupted by Margaret? I mean, no one. Yes, the women accused of witchcraft, ladies and gentlemen. If they were pulled out of the river, if they were alive, it was assumed they were a witch. And if they were a witch, what did we do with them?
Burn them!
No, we did not burn them. We're not barbarians. We're not Scottish. So what we did was we sent them to the Knavesmire where they were home. However, if they were pulled out of the river, if they were dead, obviously that meant they were innocent and they were set free and buried. A very fair system. I'm sure you can all agree. Anyway, I'm so sorry about that incident. I'm still a bit shaken up by it, to be honest. I want to make sure everything is okay, so I'm just going to have a look at your toes, ladies and gentlemen, again. I'm going to have another look at your foot cam. I see everyone's sensing up already. Ladies and gentlemen upstairs, if you wouldn't mind not talking when I am, that would make everyone's life a hell of a lot easier, thank you. So, hang on a minute, I got distracted there. What was that I saw? Some kids dropped the Labubu, I think. That's, I don't know. It's definitely a rat that we have. Okay, if anyone finds that rat, please do let me know. I could do with a snack, I'm going to be totally honest with you. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we have now reached the point in the tour where I have to tell you that York does have 18,723 traffic lights in York. Why are we all shouting? Very unusual. Now, unfortunately, we have now got stuck at the worst one and I've got no content for here, so talk amongst yourselves, folks. Oh, you're saved by the bell. Off we go. Right, keep your eyes peeled to your right-hand side. You're going to see St. Cuthbert's Church, a tiny church. I'd like you to look for the tiny door. Now, it's not for tiny people like me. It's actually so the devil can escape. The belief is the devil resides in the soul of an unbaptized child, and so during the baptism, the devil is driven out through that door, the devil's door, just over to your right-hand side. Don't look for too long. Coming up on your left-hand side, the Black Swan in the oldest pub in York that dates back to 1460. Now, the only ghost in there is that of a topless man. Yeah. Don't get too excited, girls. It's just a pair of legs that wanders up and down the stairs. Not a lot to do. Bob, I'm on fire! Bob, I'm lit. There's a bit of smoke in the back of his butt. Not to worry. As long as the lights stay on, we should be fine. Oh, no. Alright, as long as the TV stay on, we should be fine. Oh, for God's sake. Can everybody still hear me?
Yeah!
You can? Okay, that's the main thing. As long as you can hear me, ladies and gentlemen, we don't really need the TVs and the lights. That's just a bonus, a theatrics. That's all it is. So, tell you what, as long as you can all hear me, and as long as the bus keeps moving, we should be absolutely fine.
Better not jinx us.
I'm feeling it. Oh, we're broke down. I need to.
Bob?
They want me to go.
Bob?
I'm lifting up my legs.
Oh, shit. Ladies and gentlemen, we have broken down. This was not supposed to happen.
Right, let's go.
This has never happened before. So I'm going to be forced to take you all out on a bit of a walking section. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when you get off the bus, your own safety is your own priority. Do not get hit by a car.
Oh, damn.
We will be facing the two most terrifying things in York. Number one, the general public. Number two, Deliveroo drivers. So if you hear me shout Moses, I'm going to need you all to separate like the Red Sea. Now, the way we're getting off the stairs, upstairs, you are going to be getting off to your left-hand side of the pole at the bottom of the stairs. downstairs to the right-hand side. Please, everybody.
Yes.
Because of reckless children in York, we've had to install these ridiculous doors, so I apologise. They are there to stop us getting egged. So please get off the bus. Do you mind yourself on the see-through doors?
Now the hard part, not banging my head.
Like 65 years ago, so.
Do you see this? Do you see why I hate being tall? You're lucky.
Yeah, Reese, you're so tall.
Short people are lucky.
Yeah, you're so tall. Tall.
I assume Bob is going to fix everything, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll just say what he will.
Come on, Jennifer.
Oh, that went.
Alright, we'll get on that instead. Problem solved. Sorry, love. Sorry. Can only apologise. Sorry about this. I do apologise. Sorry about this. Apologise. Very sorry.
I do assume Bob's going to fix everything.
I don't know.
I really hope he does.
Sorry about this. I apologise. It was an accident!
Sorry.
Told you. Ladies and gentlemen, once a week by law I have to do a fire drill. That was your fire drill. You can get back on the bus now. I'm joking, get off. I now have the challenge of trying to close these horrific doors. I have managed the problem this way.
Do what they did with the Boris bus. Set it to right bus. They'll install one for you straight away.
I didn't tell I've got as you.
I'm.
FYI, that's all the time.
I know.
To an alleyway.
Yeah!
Yay!
Or a snicket. Or a ginnel. Snicket, ginnel, alleyway. Three very Yorkshire words. So in York we put them together. We created our own word. You know what we call them? Snickleways! You've been here before! Yes, Snickleways, we call them Snickleways. There are over 200 of these in York, and they act as a nervous system, a faster way to get from point A to point B. And every single Snickleway in York either starts or ends in a pub! Yeah! Be careful! Never find yourselves alone! Or in a group of 57 in a Snickleway, because you might come face to face with a creature that is known as the bar guest. Now the bar guest takes the form of a big black dog, said to have never lived a day in its life, and it roams through the Snickleways of York looking for its next victim.
Like a hellhound.
You might feel its eyes burning in the back of your head. You might smell that horrible wet dog smell. You might even hear it growl behind you like this. If you were, stop putting me off. If you were, make your way through that tunnel. If you came out the inside. No, you're not going to die. It's not that good. If you found the dog's tail brush past you, you'll live another day at least. You'll be fine. But if you get back to your hotels tonight, your Airbnbs, wherever you're staying, you still feel that presence, you still smell that smell, it is said you are marked by an unhealable wound. I don't know what that means, I'm going to tell you. However, it is true that people on this tour, this is the truth, people have gone through that tunnel and they've come out the other side with 3 scratches on their neck.
What?
Yeah.
Don't worry. For health and safety nowadays, since that started happening,
Adam.
I don't go first. What is your name, madam? B? Hello? We'll all follow you that way. Everybody follow me. Buzz, 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 buzz.
I'm gonna have to watch my footy. This is giving me like Call of Duty Zombies vibes.
Can you please call?
I do.
So much for it being a pub, isn't it? Game school.
That's reassuring.
Hush! Stop ruining the vibe.
They were playing Pokemon.
Okay.
Go!
Dad, go!
Go! Turn the light off!
Okay.
Shambles. Now, apart from the obvious, can anybody tell me what the shambles were originally famous for?
Harry Potter.
Okay, we've got a few idiots on the tour this evening. Does anybody else know what it was originally famous for? Butchers. Yes, thank you, butchers. There were once 25 butchers' shops on this tiny little street. I give it 6 months, and I guarantee you all there will be at least 25 Harry Potter shops on this tiny little street. The shambles gets its name from the Anglo-Saxon word fleshhamels, which translates to flesh shelf. And what is a flesh shelf, I hear you ask?
What is a
Flesh shelf.
Thank you. This is a flesh shelf. This one's covered in wood to make it look like a Hebden tea shop. Whatever that is. But if you look at the shambles, you will see many of the shops have these shelves that extend out of them that were used by the butchers to display cuts of meat. And the meat was stacked high all day, every day, on a lovely, warm summer's day.
I assume it was a bloody
No health
mess.
and safety back then. And all the bits the butchers didn't want, their offcuts, their gizzards, all their horrible bits, they were put into a bucket, they were thrown into the trench that you're currently standing in. I did have a joke about this, but I can't tell you it because it's awful. It was awful. B, did you get the joke? She didn't get the joke, she just forgot to tell her face. Anyway, up there. Cheap houses, why were they cheap? Smells her eyes. Living above a butcher's shop, horrible. Horrible. And back then toilets weren't invented. So people were forced to wee and poo into buckets. They would throw that out the window, you would be covered from head to foot in it. And this would create an ankle-deep ravine of gore and goo and wee and poo in this trench that you are currently standing in. Now those bright sparks amongst you might have noticed we are on a hill. We are on an incline. Yes,
And there's the Greggs down the road.
This river of muck would flow its way down, it would ooze past where we're standing.
Ugh.
It would all congeal at the bottom there outside Greggs, where I have heard they've got a cracking deal on a steak bake. You lot didn't come here for a steak bake. So, ladies and gentlemen,
We went to Greg's just
follow me. That way.
Yippee! I want the Greg's.
The Golden Fleece. The most haunted pub in Europe. Show of hands. Who's been in that pub? Put your hands up, keep them up. Put them up, we've got a lot of you tonight. Well done. Anyone staying there this evening? Are you?
No.
So why'd you put your hand up then?
I want to.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, those of you that have been in, you can vouch for this. Those of you that have not been in, you're missing out. But that whole pub is on an angle like that. People that have been, please nod at me if you know what I'm talking about, yeah? You have to walk around like this to keep your balance. Put your drink on the table, it'll probably slide to the other end. It is very, very crooked. Does anybody know how many ghosts are in that pub?
4.
Not 4, not 6. The answer is 25 ghosts.
What the freak?
25 ghosts. Ladies and gentlemen, I do not have the time to tell you 25 ghost stories. But if it's alright with you lot, I would like to share my favourite 3 stories with you this evening. Hopefully you can take them away, go in there for a drink later on, see if you can see any of them. Starting off with Jeff Monroe, a Canadian Air Force pilot from World War I.
Heard of
He
him.
was stationed in York, got himself drunk, wandered down the shambles looking for somewhere to spend the night. He found the Golden Fleece, so in he went. He opened up the top story bedroom, he sat on the window ledge, he lit a cigar, and he fell head first out the window, smashing his skull to smithereens. Leaving behind his wife, he'd only been married to for 2 weeks. Now,
Smashing.
anyone in that pub that has stood in front of a mirror, they have often seen a man in military uniform stood behind them. Obviously, when they turn around, no one's ever there.
People have also seen the spectral form of a pair of boots left at the door. And if you ask the staff about Jeff Monroe, they'll tell you that he likes to run up the stairs in the middle of the night. And when he does that, the wine glasses above the bar fall off. And I don't mean one or two, I mean every single one. So if you go in there tonight, order yourself a glass of wine, have a look at your glass, I guarantee you, it will look absolutely brand new. It is genuinely because they spend thousands and thousands of pounds on glasses in there. That is real.
Wow.
The most commonly sighted ghost in there is a gentleman that we know as One-Eyed Jack. He's seen nearly every day at a different time, leaning up against the double doors that lead to the beer garden at the back. And all he does, he appears, puts his hand into his pocket, he pulls out his pocket watch, he checks the time on it, he puts it back, and he's gone. That is it. Every day. That is all we know. We don't know who he is. We don't know what he wants. In fact, the only two things we know about One-Eyed Jack.
He's one eye.
He was called Jack. He has got one eye, yes. Other than that, we don't know a lot.
He's a boy.
And he has a radical.
Potentially.
He has a radical watch.
He has a. Okay, we're learning a lot this evening. This is fantastic. No, we know a lot more. We know a lot more about the final story I'll tell here tonight. The story of a child. How old are you, child? This child was 6 years. Oh, he wasn't at all. He was 10. I very much misjudged your age. Yes, he was 10 years old. His name was Jeremy, and he lived upon the Shambles. He was a butcher's son.
Oh
Which meant he would
God, I
run
know where this
after
is going.
all the meat that they had sold, steal it back, put it on the shelf so they could sell it again and again and again. And when he used to skive off, because children love doing that, he'd stand at the other side of that wall and witness the public entertainment was on display here. Does anybody know what that might have been?
Hanging.
Hangings.
No.
Hangings.
No.
Drunk people.
No. Come on, we're close with a hanging.
Murders.
Execution is a murder, yes.
Beheading.
Beheading! Yes, beheadings. Poor people were hung in York. That happened somewhere else. I'll take you there later on. That'll say for poor people, a very horrible way to go. Rich people, maybe like that lady there, maybe an influencer, a TikToker of the time, will be brought here to have their heads cut off, a much more dignified way to go. And every child, and I'm going to get these children here to confirm this, every child loves an execution, yes?
Yes.
They told you, the weirdos. So little Jeremy was no different to you lot. He would stand at the other side of that wall and watch these beheadings. And one day the blade came down with such force that it hit the head hit the basket tipped, the head rolled away to just in front of little Jeremy's feet.
Oh God.
He was absolutely over the moon. He couldn't believe his luck. So he leaped over that wall, he grabbed the head and he ran. Now where M&S is now, that was a field of animals. Cows, horses, pigs, sheep, you name it, that's what was there. As he was running around with his head, the blood was pouring out absolutely everywhere.
Oh,
People-
that's making me
People
queasy.
screamed, the animals got scared and they leaped over the fence. And they actually trampled Jeremy to within an inch of his life at the foot of the Shambles. He was scraped up, taken to the top story bedroom, the Minster Suite, and on that night, little Jeremy died with that head in his hands. Now, no matter what room you spend the night, in that pub, people have seen the silhouette of a child stood at the foot of the bed. People have heard the pitter-patter of his footsteps running around the room. And the most horrific thing of all, they have heard the sound that is the worst sound in the entire world. The sound of a child's laughter. Horrific. Now, we can't all afford to spend a night in that pub, can we? Very expensive. We much prefer a Premier Inn, don't we? Yes.
I'd rather spend the night in a Premier Inn than a 25 ghost infested place.
Very good, thank you. Anyway, it's a lot cheaper to go in there for a drink. And if you do go in there for a drink tonight, keep your hands on your pockets. People often feel a tiny hand slide into their pockets and their belongings get thrown across the room. That is real. That does happen quite a lot. Don't take my word for it. You might think I'm a complete liar and I would not blame you. You don't know who I am. But do get your phones out. Go on, I dare you all, get your phones out. Come on, now's the time, get your phones out. Take a picture of the top story bedroom window. I dare you. Take a picture of the top
Wait,
story bedroom window. The
phone.
amount of people that have caught ghosts in that window is unbelievable. Keep your phones out. If you don't believe me, check my Instagram page, Phil_Graves_666. I'll say it again.
What if we haven't got Instagram?
If you don't have Instagram, then I don't care. Phil_Graves_666. On there is a ghost in the window that one of you lot sent. Hang on, someone sent it to me. So please do send me your spooky pictures. Have a look at that one. Make sure you follow it as well. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to make our way back onto the bus. Listen very carefully. Downstairs to the left, upstairs to the right. Please go back to your original seats and don't get hit by a car. If you do, come and haunt the place tomorrow. It's very good for business. Back we go. You can come first with me.
I can see ghost.
See a ghost. Are you sure? Let me see.
Well, I can see a ghost holding on to the window.
That's the wrong window, my friend.
It's still a haunted building. I can see, you will. Like little trains.
Yeah, they do. It's like small carriages.
Ow.
I'm
Ow.
just traumatized. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm just traumatized.
Yes.
Where do I sit again?
And
Where's Poppy? She needs to sit. Hello, my beautiful wife. There you go.
I am.
Get in.
Ah!
Like, jeez, sis.
There's children on board.
Yeah,
Folks,
there's children.
listen very carefully. This next story I'm going to tell you, this is not a funny story, alright? So I would like your full attention. It's also not a ghost story. However,
It's my life.
this is a true story. It is one that is very sensitive in nature, so I apologise for that, but it is a story. Being a tour guide in York, I don't think we can go past what we're about to talk about without mentioning it, so I apologise in advance for that. But I would like to take you back to 1190. Now back then, during the Crusades, Jewish people were in charge of finances. This meant other communities couldn't charge interest to one another. And so Jewish people up and down the country were being hunted, tortured and murdered. One night in 1190, the entirety of York's Jewish population hid in Clifford's Tower. They had a plan. They were going to wait there until the sun came up. And at the time, Clifford's Tower was made entirely out of wood. And in the middle of the night, an angry mob appeared at the foot of Clifford's Tower and set fire to it. Now the people on the inside, they were not going to die in the hands of these monsters, so they took it upon themselves. The men slit the throats of their children, their wives. 10 men were selected to kill the rest, and the final few burst through the flames, begging for their lives. On that night there were no survivors. 150 people, men, women, children, were killed in one brutal attack. The entirety of York's Jewish population gone. Now that's not a funny story or a spooky story, but certainly one that should be told. But to lighten the mood, in front of the bus now, to your left, York Crown Court, a building famous for housing a man that came up with the catchphrase, "Stand and deliver, the money or your life." I'm not talking about adamant. I am, of course, talking about Dick Turpin, not Dick Whittington. Dick Whittington. You just love yourself pantomime at Christmas, you, don't you? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Dick Turpin, the highwayman, thief, philanderer from Essex who got involved with highway robbery, killed people, sold their horses, he made a lot of money for himself, and when a £100 reward was placed up north, he changed his name to John Palmer and hid here as an alias. But so far we've seen the oldest pub in York, we've seen the most haunted pub in York. To your left-hand side, the most horrific pub in York, Wetherspoon! Look, there's not one person out there with a full set of teeth, I'll tell you that right now. Not one. Don't look at him. Look at him. Don't look at him. Or what? Oh, I'll keep that one to myself. Yeah, you're not wrong though. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I have to keep noise down around here because otherwise I get a noise complaint. So, keep your eyes peeled, because at the top of this hill to your left is a little graveyard, and this graveyard is where Dick Turpin is actually buried, alright? So you're going to get a look at where he's buried. I used to have a torch that I'd shine on the grave, but I don't do that anymore because I've seen some ungodly things happening on it, so but it's just here to your left, just in the back of that graveyard is where Dick Turpin is buried. Alright, yeah, some of you are looking at me as if you don't believe me. And since you don't believe me, I've got a picture of that grave, of Dick Turpin's grave. So I'm going to put a picture of Dick Turpin's grave on my screens for you to have a look. So there you go, folks. Here's a picture of, well, how can I put this? It's a dick pic. There you go, a dick pic. Dick Turpin pic. And it clearly says John Palmer, otherwise Richard Turpin, the notorious highwayman and horse dealer, executed at the Tyburn, April 7th, 1739, and buried in St George's Churchyard. Now, St George's Churchyard is the churchyard we've just gone past. Didn't even have to spell that one out for you, but you know. Like I said at the start of this, you do get people from Rotherham on this bus sometimes, and not only are they very scary people, you do also have to speak very slowly for them as well. But
I know someone from
how was
Rotherham.
Dick Turpin caught? Well, he was staying in Beverley, hiding under the name John Palmer, when he fell out with his landlord. So what did he do? He shot the landlord's chicken, and that chicken died. Now, while he was awaiting trial for shooting the chicken, he wrote a letter to his brother-in-law asking for help. But that letter never got there. It got into the hands of the Postmaster General, who was none other than Dick Turpin's former school teacher, who recognised the handwriting on that letter, said that John Palmer wasn't who he said he was, that he was in fact Dick Turpin. Dick Turpin was then taken to the York Crown Court. He was found guilty of stealing 2 horses on the 22nd of March 1739. He was then taken to the Knavesmire to be hung, and I'll take you to see the Knavesmire a little bit later on. However, for now, we're going to make our way through Warmgate Bar, one of the original entrance ways through into the city of York, and I'd like you to keep your eyes peeled to the right. Well done, people, sitting backwards, you did well that time. You're looking at the city walls once more, and I've got a question. Have I got any people on this bus tonight from Scotland?
Yeah!
Oh, for God's sake. Right, I'm coming, here we go, downstairs.
Oh, God.
Wish me luck. Right, here we go. Where are you? I'm coming. Where are my Scottish friends? Come on. Speak now. Scottish. Listen, Scottish people.
What is it?
I suggest you all leave York before Sunday for your own safety, because it is, I'll tell you, it is written in law that if a Scotsman or woman is seen in York on a Sunday carrying a bow and arrow, they are legally allowed to be shot dead. That is the law. That is written in the Magna Carta to this day in ballpoint pen. It's just overshadowed. But yeah, you leave it at home, it'll do you good. Overshadowed by much more recent law. You don't worry too much. It is overshadowed by the law of murder, or as the Scots call it, murder. So can we all say murder in a Scottish accent? 1, 2, 3. Very good. Can we all downstairs? Make sure you're joining in. Right. No, we're not saying cup of tea. I'll be the judge of what we're saying. We're going to say coddly waddly. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to say purple burglar alarm. It sounds like this. Purple burglar alarm. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Very good. Now listen, Scottish people. You can go to the Cock and Bottle Inn. It's just outside the city walls, made famous by this nursery rhyme. Georgie Porgy, pudding and pie, kissed the girls and made them cry. When the boys came out to play, Georgie Porgy ran away. Well, guess what? Georgie Porgy was real. In life, his name was George Villiers, and his house was on the site of the Cock and Bottle Inn. And believe me, in life, he kissed the girls, and he made them cry. To this day, female punters in that pub still report feeling an uncomfortable male presence. It's been described as a hand on the back of their head, a hand on their inner thigh, a hand on their nether regions. But this does not happen in the bar. This only ever happens in the toilets, ladies and gentlemen. Georgie Porgy is a filthy pervert. Now, I realise there's plenty of people on this bus looking at me as if to say, do you know what, Phil? That pub don't sound that bad. So, if it's one of you, I suggest looking to your right-hand side. You're going to see St George's Field. You're then going to say the River Ouse. Alright, everybody say Ouse after 3. 1, 2, 3. Right, my Scottish friend, will you say cows nice and loudly into this microphone?
Cows.
It sounded exactly the same. And now you've got the bonding warehouse there. Just behind it is Skeldegate Road. That's where the Cock and Bottle Inn is. I'm not allowed to take you down there. The last time I went down there, Bob went straight into a lamppost. So, that is, I wish I was lying. That is actually real. That is why we are not allowed to take the bus down there anymore. That is real. But I was talking to the landlady of that pub. I do tend to do a quiz there on a Sunday. I was talking to the landlady, and she says that she was having a shower in her private quarters one day when she felt that uncomfortable feeling of Georgie Porgy. So what did she do? Well, she whipped back the shower curtain, and there he was. Georgie Porgy was laid on the floor with his pudding and pie on full display for the world to see. So she looked him in the eyes, she looked down, she looked up at him and said, "George, mate, It is not that bloody cold in here. And then Georgie Porgy ran away, and I think I would have done as well. Anyway, here we are now, Bishopthorpe Road. In 2015, this was voted the most beautiful street in England.
Yeah, I don't
I
think
don't know
so.
what's happened
I
to
don't
it
see
since then, it must have gone downhill. But ladies and gentlemen, home to a very, very wealthy lady that was alive back in the 1600s. Very wealthy indeed. So much so that her family wanted every penny that she had, and they used to attack her for her money, and it got so bad they eventually killed her. Now, we didn't know much about this until
Oh, that's lovely.
1962, when during an excavation on this street, they unearthed a head. We're not sure which house it was behind. We know it was to the left, though, so keep your eyes peeled to the left. That's where
Heads
it
up.
was. So they unearthed a head, and we assume the family killed this woman, cut her head off, buried it in the garden, leaving behind the headless woman of Bishopthorpe Road on this very street. One of the only ghosts in York to have been photographed. Do keep your eyes peeled for her, ladies and gentlemen. She is here, she is real. Just keep looking.
Heads up.
Now, ladies and... What was that? That's like someone... Did you bang your foot then? That's something. No? Alright, anyway. Right, we're going to carry on down this road. Oh, for God's sake. I'm getting fed up with this now. Right.
Sonny's here again.
Don't panic, love, you're alright. Some people are going to start thinking there's a ghost on this bus. And there isn't a ghost on this bus. I can prove it. Listen. Is there? Is there a presence on this bus tonight? Right, listen. Okay, maybe there is a teeny tiny little ghost on this bus. The ghost of a lady who died many years ago in an accident that had absolutely nothing to do with me. Or Bob. Or a turkey. So whatever you've read about me in your newspaper, it's not real. Anyway, I'm getting a bit scared now. I could do with a chocolate orange and a lie down, I'll be totally honest with you. Actually, speaking of chocky oranges, coming up shortly, in a little while, will be where the chocolate orange was actually invented, ladies and gentlemen. Indeed. I lie, I think I know my knowledge on chocolate oranges, love. Keep your 2 pence to yourself. So we're going to go around this corner very shortly, and you're all going to... Right, that's it. I've had enough. Go away. Plunges into darkness. We're shaking in our boots. We're not scared, are we?
Nah.
Thank you for that.
I feel like something's grabbing my foot.
Anyway, right, we're going to make our way around to the right. I want you to keep your eyes peeled to your left-hand side. And we're on this road for a while, but you're going to see a big clock tower. Don't worry if you can't see it straight away, you will get a glimpse of it. It's where the chocolate orange factory, well, the Terry's chocolate factory was. Now, back in the 80s, whilst we're industrialising, unionising, one man climbed to the top of that clock tower and he fell. Now, he didn't hit the ground, he actually caught his neck on the little hand of the clock, it went straight through him. He hung from the clock face, that's what killed him, ladies and gentlemen. Horrific. Now, it's said to be good luck if you wave at the clock tower that is to the left. Keep looking, you will see it. You're not going to have much luck looking through this bit of glass, are you? So it's just over there to your left. Keep looking. Everyone we've gone past it, if you look behind us, you'll get a look. So just wave to it, folks, you might get a glimpse. Wasn't fixed until this year. But you know what? I can't keep talking about chocolate because, to be honest, I'm getting hungry. So what I'm going to do instead, because coming up at the end of this road, this is York's racecourse, ladies and gentlemen. Indeed, where you come in the summer to see women in stiletto heels puking up into a bush. The Knavesmire, the Tyburn of the North, it is where we did the hangings, ladies and gentlemen. Tens of thousands of people would gather in this field to witness the executions, including that of Dick Turpin. Now, Turpin arrived here on a horse-drawn cart on his own coffin. He visited 16 pubs on his way here. That was known as One for the Road. In these pubs, he told people how rich he was. Told people he'd lined his coat with gold coins, that he had a lot of mourners, he was going to put the rope around his own neck. But why? Why do you do that? Well, he wanted people to think he was rich. He thought if people genuinely believed he was wealthy, he thought as he jumped off the gallows, they might jump up to him, grab him, weigh him down, and snap his neck a lot quicker. So, Dick Turpin got to the top. He looked out to the crowd. He took his final breath. And with that rope around his own neck, Dick Turpin began to jump. And not a single soul jumped up to him. He just performed the hangman's jig, and if you don't know what that means, it means his bowels spasmed and void and he pooed himself. So he went out with a bang, but not the bang he would have wanted. Anyway, folks, mind your eyes, I'm turning the big light on in 3, 2, 1. Good morning! Morning! Hiya! Morning!
5 more minutes!
Listen, I was talking to Bob the other day and he said, Phil, you've done this tour rather. every day for many years, you've got no friends, you need to make a friend on the bus. I said, you're not wrong. I'm a very lonely man. Thank you for your sympathy. So this is a brand new bit of the show that I'm going to do for you lot tonight that I'm going to call Getting to Know You. I'd like to make some friends on this bus if that's alright. I'm going to make a friend downstairs today if that's alright. I'm just coming in, don't mind me. Shall I sing a song? Shall I sing a song? What do you reckon? It's up to you whether I sing or not.
God, no.
Yes, alright, I will. Getting to know you. Sing along. Getting to know all about you. Who's it going to be? Probably someone that's not looking at me on purpose. Getting to love you. And getting to, like your t-shirt, getting to hope you like me. Key change. Getting to know you. I'm actually going to pick on that man there. What is your name? Steve, where are you from, Steve? From West wherever. Give Steve a round of applause. Right, Steve, my question to you, mate, to get to know you better. What is your, and I don't want anything boring, Steve. I'm hoping, I've got big hopes for you. What's your favourite form of public execution, Steve? Beheading. I knew Steve had no personality whatsoever. Right, look at him. He's got about as much personality as a ready solid bag of crisps. Everybody boo him. Come on, boo him.
I wonder why he hasn't got any
I'm gonna go
friends.
rip my eyeballs out. Give me 2 minutes, mate. Unbelievable. You nearly ruined the entire show. That was terrible. Now, Steve, thanks for asking, but my favourite way of killing someone is what you call a hanging, drawing and a quartering. Now, if you don't know what that is, it's where you drag through the city until you're nearly dead, you hunt until you're nearly dead, they then tie you to 4 horses, slice across your stomach, let your guts fall out, whip the horses, your arms and legs get ripped off in 4 different directions, they cut your head off and put it on a spike. Lovely. Now that did happen in York, and when it did happen, your head was placed on the city walls to warn the criminals off. Obviously that's not what it's used for nowadays, it's used for the royal family. They have to get permission to come through the city walls, but not many people really want Prince Andrew going through there nowadays, so they'd rather he stayed away. We are coming towards the end. What do you mean, no? I don't want to stay, we're nearly done. Wait, do you mean you stay? Have you possessed somebody on this bus? You have? Oh no! Is it me? Is it Steve? No, I don't know anybody else. Wait, I didn't see the lady through the alleyway. Was her name B? Is it her? Oh no! Oh no! Big lights coming back on. This isn't funny now. This is getting horrific. Actually, we don't need to change the cameras. Wait, B, if you could just stick your head through here. Stick your head through there for me. Come on. Come on, B. Everybody needs to say, here she is, look. That's her. Everybody say hello, B.
Hello,
B.
Right, B, I've been told that you have been possessed, love. Don't worry. I'll get to the bottom of this with 3 simple questions. B, in the last hour, have you felt like you've had something within you that shouldn't be there? She said, absolutely, yes, she has. Question number 2, in the last hour, have you needed to pick up a sweeping brush and start cleaning the bus? She said, yes, she has. Final question, in the last hour, have you associated yourself more with the name Margaret than the name B? She said yes. Unbelievable. B is probably going to die. Now, don't worry, I am a professional chess player, B. I should know what I'm doing. Now, listen. Listen. She has been possessed by Margaret. Now, Margaret was the cleaning lady. We loved it a bit. So on the 20th anniversary, we cooked her a turkey dinner, but you can't eat a turkey dinner in Man and Bob Shed in the woods. So we took it to Wetherspoons and ate it there. I was there, Bob was there, Margaret was there, we had a good time, but Margaret took the first bite of that turkey dinner. Now I wish it was me, because some sicko had spiked the turkey dinner with 300 gallons of Mentos and Coca-Cola. Boom! Say what you like about Margaret on that night, she touched everyone. Just to come back on us, so we scraped her up, buried her on the bus, underneath B's seats. And now she won't leave her alone. So tonight we're going to have to perform an exorcism. Will you all assist me in performing an exorcism tonight?
Yeah!
Right, close the curtains. I need complete darkness upstairs and downstairs. Get the curtains closed. What?
Shut the curtains!
That light, good point. There you go. How's that?
Why did that
so? Sorted that one out. Right, I'll turn this light off as well. Right, come on you lot. Get these curtains closed. Now, what you're going to do, folks, I've got my Ouija board, and you lot just need to make as much noise as you can. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready?
Yeah!
B, are you ready? I think she's ready. Right, after 3, ladies and gentlemen, 1, 2, 3, go! Come on, louder. Louder. Be gone, Margaret, Margaret, be gone, working. Be gone, Margaret, Margaret, go, get out of me. You should not be in there, Margaret, please get out of her. Be gone, Margaret, Leave her alone, leave her alone, leave her alone, get out of her. Leave her alone. She's taken Bob! Who the hell's going to drive the bus? Alright, no, hang on, wait a minute, why does the foot cam come on? Wait a minute, Margaret, are you coming for me? Right, keep going, folks, come on, louder! Listen, Margaret, I loved you, but you were in love with Bob. Alright, fine, I admit it, I'm sorry. I got the Mentos from a local Tesco. No. Margaret, please don't touch me there.
What?
On the bus go round and round and round and round and round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round all day long.
I'm not sure if anyone saw that, but I jumped out my skin.
Bloody hell, that is the last time I'm going to be sticking my finger in a plug socket. B, give me a cheer nice and loudly. Are you okay? She's alright. Everybody give me a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, please open the curtains. Let's cleanse the bus. Open the curtains quick as we can. Let's cleanse the bus, ladies and gentlemen. Sadly, that was concluding time with me, Phil Graves, on the bus tonight. Have you had a good time?
No!
You have been the best group I've had for a long, long time. Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you so much. Can we also have a round of applause for the man, the myth, the legend that is Bob, our bus driver this evening? And the star of the show downstairs at the front, Steve! Now, ladies and gentlemen, downstairs, anybody found a conductor's hat anywhere? Anyone found a hat? You stole it. It was on my head. It was all on my head. Oh, no, I had another one. Anyway, someone's nicked it. Never mind. I'm going to throw my hat on the floor, ladies and gentlemen. If you would like to, no obligations. If you'd like to leave a tip for a job well done for me and Bob, it really helps us feed our adopted orphan children. It also means we don't have to go back to our old jobs of selling drugs to your children. So if you would please care to leave a tip, I'll just leave the hat on the floor, just fold it up, pop it in, that'll be lovely. Ladies and gentlemen, no obligations, but I will also be holding a QR code up. That's not for more money, don't worry. That's we're up for an award. So if you scan that QR code as you get off, if you could vote for us for the best small attraction in York, I might get bear eyes next year, so hey ho, we never know, do we? So I'll hold that QR code if you'd like to vote for us. Thank you ever so much. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for travelling tonight on the Ghost Bus. So thank you very much. You've been amazing. Get on safe. Remember to rest in pieces.
This is going to get me copyrighted. Ah, there's a moth in here.
Why we say my team?
Alright, so that was the Ghost Bus tour. Hope you all enjoyed this one. This was an experience video. Please ignore my sister talking in the background. This was a experience video, what the Ghost Bus tour is like, so I'm going to give you all a little bit of an opinion. Please ignore the fact that I've not got my camera turned towards my face. However, my opinion on this lovely 1960s Route Master and the tour of itself, absolutely fantastic. Would totally recommend it if you ever make a visit to York at night in particular. The bus runs from 6 PM on Saturdays and Sundays to Fridays, Saturdays and Sundays to 9 PM, and on every other day of the week it's 7:30 to 9 PM. So, how long is the tour? It's around an hour and 15 minutes, and you go through a lot of different haunted attractions as you have seen in this video. Thank you for watching all the way through, and have a good night. Don't forget to like and subscribe either. Otherwise I'll send Margaret to haunt you. That's not a joke, by the way. Alright, have a good night. And this has been Buses in the UK.